It is time to start talking turkey because it is Thanksgiving week and I've got some great dishes for you. Are you ready? Let's do this. Go, 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 go! Hey everybody, David, aka RVJedeye, and with Thanksgiving just around the corner, I know a lot of you may be celebrating on the road, and even if you're not, I have some ideas that you might want to consider for your meals on that big day. Now, if you've not followed the channel, or if you have, you know my motto. There is no need to eat poorly on the road, and that includes on Thanksgiving. So if you're out and about and you want to have some great meals, let me offer up a couple of ideas to help make your day extra special. Now, because I have been doing this a long time, since 2016, I have a lot of different recipes on my channel. You can find them if you go to the YouTube channel RVJedeye and check out Chefing It Up with RVJedeye. I'll put a link down below for that. So for this particular Thanksgiving year, 2024, what I'm going to do is a 2x2. So 2 ideas for breakfast, 2 ideas for appetizers, 2 ideas for lunch, 2 ideas for desserts, and so on. That's the plan. I'm calling it a 2x2. So without further ado, let's get it kicked off with some breakfast ideas to make your day extra special. It's Thanksgiving morning. You're starting your day off right with something nice to eat. The first option, well, I did this when I went to a Christmas tree farm earlier in 2024 in my Travato. I made one of my favorite dishes of all time, shakshuka. So the first thing I'm going to do is start my pan with some bacon in it. I'm going to heat up the pan. I'm using a cast iron skillet. I'm going to throw some bacon in there, cook that off. Partially because I want some bacon with this, but also I want to use that oil to cook the rest of my shakshuka. It's time to add in your spices. We're going to use some cumin, some salt, pepper, a little bit of oregano, some cayenne pepper, and some paprika. We'll get that all in, mix that up. And then after the spices, we're going to add in a little bit of chorizo, start cooking that down, and then add in some tomatoes. And voila, there you have it. Shakshuka. I've got some coffee, some juice water, some toast, and some bacon. Let's dive into this. Absolutely fantastic. You do your mise en place at home before you hit the road. It's even easier. Also, another fun breakfast idea, gnocchi hash. I did this back in Wisconsin when I stayed at Potawatomi Casino. The gnocchi is now into the water. We're gonna let that boil and then come up. Once they start floating, we'll take those out and start putting it into our sausage gravy, kind of that hash there, and start mixing it all together. Then the final thing that we're gonna do with that is we're gonna throw in some cheese. We're also gonna add in some Parmesan cheese to that and mix that all up before cooking our eggs. We're gonna do our eggs last because I like to cook the eggs in the same pan as the chorizo sausage to get some of that flavor in there. The coffee is working, it's getting ready. I feel this thing is all coming together, don't you? The eggs are done. It's time to plate everything up and eat this bad boy. I cannot wait. It's now the middle of the day. You're looking for something to eat for lunch. How about something easy peasy, like fajitas? The skillet is hot. It's now time to add the chicken. The vegetables, they look done. I think everything is basically finished. We are going to warm up some tortillas. I'm making 2 fajitas here. I've got some guacamole that I made, again, at home, doing the mise en place there. And then I've got some fresh tomatoes and some sour cream. It's time to eat. Or you could go with one of my favorites. I have to head back to Georgia for this. Chili dogs. I made my chili out on the road, poured it over some dogs, and it was perfect. So the chorizo and the onions and jalapenos are starting to melt down. We're gonna add in the hamburger now, and then the spices as well, or the ground chuck. We want to get everything kind of cooking. We'll close up the grill for just a little bit to get some of that smoke in there before we start adding in some more stuff to it. So I made a slurry of some ketchup and some mustard, added in some garlic and a few spices, the same spices that I used originally. Now we're gonna put that into the chili and start cooking it all down. Now that's a pretty sight outside my rig. It's also a pretty sight now that the hot dogs are ready. Time to load these up and eat these bad boys so we can catch the second half of the game. Now, my top 2 apps, these are little things that you want to eat just before dinner. We're going to start off with crab cakes. Made them right here in the Trovato. Hey everybody, David, aka RVJedeye, and we are going to do something fun and an homage to a place I used to live in, and that's Maryland. Tonight we are going to make crab cakes. Yes, an easy recipe to make crab cakes while you're out on the road. Normally I talk about doing a lot of mise en place, that's prepping prior to your arrival. In this case, You don't have to worry about that. There's very little prep to do. You can do this in your RV, or if you're camping, you can do it out on your table and make this. The key for this, Old Bay. It is time to drop the crab cakes. And voila, there you have it, Maryland-inspired crab cakes with a sour cream and dill sauce. I have some purple asparagus. We have some white Zinfandel, courtesy of Story Sellers. I'll put a link to them in the description below. But let's try this. Looks great. And then what else would be better than apps for dinner? I was at Kohler Andre State Park in Wisconsin, and I did a whole dinner just with appetizers. The fire is now ready. It's time to get everything on the grill. We'll start with the sausage and then work our way through everything. That grill is nice and hot. We're gonna just start with getting the andouille sausage on there and then slowly just getting a little bit of everything onto the grill to give it time to cook up and take in that smoke. Next up, you want to heat up the oil and get your cheese curds and batter ready because you're going to be dipping them in soon once the oil comes up to temperature. Everything's going well on the grill. Time to get the cheese curds in and start cooking. Once you start dropping the cheese curds, you want to keep an eye on them because these are going to go really quickly and you don't want to overcook them and burn them. And there you have it, apps for dinner. Okay, so here is where it gets a little complicated and I'm gonna go off target a little bit. For main dishes, there are so many options that I had. I just couldn't choose two. So I did one pasta, one meat, one pork, one seafood. You get the idea. So we're gonna kick things off first with pasta. Back in 2020 at Potawatomi State Park in Wisconsin, I created a dish that I love so much, grilled lasagna. First, you want to lay down your sauce, then watch out for the noodles. They're hot. You want to lay down a bed of noodles there. On top of the bed of noodles, you then want to take your cheese, your ricotta cheese mixture. You want to put it on top there. Then you want to add in your sausage, put that on top. And then finally, you want to add in some fresh basil and then your red sauce. Rinse and repeat, and you want to keep stacking until you get the layers that you want before putting it on the grill. So lasagna is on the grill. We'll let it cook like that for about 20 minutes. Uncovered, and then I'm going to put some tin foil over it and cook it for about another 20-25 minutes until I think it's ready to go. I'll take it off for the final 5 minutes and get a little crust on there if I can. So the lasagna is almost done. Have to get the garlic bread onto the grill, take the lasagna off and let it cool, and then it's time to plate this bad boy up. So there you have it. Grilled lasagna side salad with Ken's buttermilk ranch dressing, Frontera Cabernet Sauvignon. I've got garlic bread. Let's try this out. Excellent. You can get some of that smoky flavor from the grill into the lasagna. Oh, this is going to be a feast. Next, seafood. And for this, we're going to have to go all the way back to Florida, Manatee Springs State Park. And for this, busted out a little something special in the seafood category, Chapeno. We'll start the process with getting some bacon and or pancetta cut up. Then you want to cut up some red onion and some red bell pepper. That is all going to go into the Chapeno. With this, we've got seafood, we've got shrimp, monkfish, clams, all going in to this great dish. All right, this is crazy. Look how close this deer is. He's not getting my Chapeno. Oh, buddy, now this is one of my favorite times. Take a look at that Chapeno. It has been cooking. It is absolutely fantastic and ready to go. We're going to take it off the grill, very carefully bring it into the RV, not to spill or fall. And we want to get that onto a grill just to cool for a little bit. The Chapeno is done. It's now time to plate it up and eat this bad boy. Now, I've done pork many different ways, and one of my favorite dishes or favorite ways to cook it, I did back in 2021 at Calumet County Park in Wisconsin. Nothing better than ribs. Hey everybody, David, aka RVJedeye, and I am about to cook ribs on my new grill for the very first time. Now, a while back, I posted something on RVJedeye.com asking which way I should go. Should I go with a beef rib or should I go with a pork rib? And I had you guys vote on it, and the decision came back pork. So we're gonna do pork ribs tonight. We're going to do actually baby back ribs, which are my favorite pork ribs to do. Now, the process for doing this really started a day ago. So for my dry rub, I'm using some salt, pepper, cumin, cardamom, some paprika, garlic powder, red pepper, and some light brown sugar. I'm going to mix all of these together, and I'll go over the actual ingredients and how much I use in the description below. But you just want to get everything all mixed up, and you want to get into a nice dry rub before you start putting it on to your ribs. There you go, stirring it up. Oh yeah, that looks good. And there are my baby back ribs. I cut them into 2 slabs, and right now I'm just taking the dry rub and I'm putting it on there. You want to make sure you coat those ribs really well. I'm gonna make sure that I pat it down too. So, you know, you've got the dry rub on it, but you want to make sure it gets really into the meat. And so I'm gonna pat it down there, just make sure it all goes well. And then I'm gonna finish it off with some more of the dry rub. Now you want to keep some of the dry rub as well, because you're gonna use it later on in the cooking process. But this is the night before, so all of the ribs are just getting all of that dry rub on. I then put them into a Ziploc bag, both sets of ribs into that Ziploc bag. You want to get them in and tighten it up, and then all you do is you take it, put it in the fridge overnight, and boom, in the morning you take it out, get it to room temperature, and then your ribs will be ready to go onto the grill. Everything is done. It's now time to plate up and eat these ribs. Now, I know a lot of people really think about Thanksgiving and they think about turkey, and yeah, that is great. But I'm going to offer up another alternative, this in the red meat category. We're going to go back to 2019, back to Florida at the Stephen Foster Folk Culture State Park. And that's where I busted out meatloaf. Meatloaf. We are going to have severe weather coming through here in just a little bit, and yet I am still going to try to make our meatloaf. The fire is going right now. The next thing we have to do is take all of our ingredients, put them together, and then get that into the cast iron skillet and get it on the grill. Once it's on the grill, I think it'll be okay. I can deal with the rain getting in and out. We're going to have some smashed garlic and basil potatoes with this, and a little salad. So enough talking, let me get this making. It starts with some ground beef, some green peppers, onions, and celery. Then we're gonna add in our homemade breadcrumbs, add 1 egg, and then our spices, some turmeric, some rosemary, a little bit of salt, rosemary salt that is, some pepper, some garlic. Want to make sure that's all mixed together. And then I put in a little bit of basil, some garlic, ketchup, and a little bit of dried Parmesan. Mix it all up and get it ready to go into the pan. In the pan, I've got a little bit of olive oil, some bacon, and then I'm going to take the meatloaf mixture and pat it all down in there. Once the meatloaf is in the pan, you want to take it, cover it, and then take it out to the grill, get it on there, and because of the rain, get it on there now and let it start cooking. There you have it. Campfire meatloaf with smashed garlic and basil potatoes. I've got some salad. I've got some Canada Dry mixed with I'm calling this kind of poor man's sangria. It's got some lemon, some watermelon, and some nectarine in it. Some Caesar salad dressing, and the movie later, The Cooler. But let's take this real quick. Fantastic. Now, when it comes to Thanksgiving, obviously a lot of folks are thinking about turkey. I can't do a full turkey out on the road, but I love that poultry flavor, so I'm going to do a variation of turkey. Let's roll back the clock about 4 years, and we're going to do some grilled wings out on the road in your RV, or in the grill outside of your RV. And I think this is a great alternative to doing a full turkey for Thanksgiving. So I have a great view to cook from today. I can check out my grill from here inside the rig and turn on the air conditioning when I need it, and then I can look out on the lake, so it's really nice. So right now the grill is heating up, the chicken is out and resting, and we're going to take that and put it on the grill fairly soon and get these wings started. For this recipe, I'm using some charcoal with some mesquite wood on there. What I usually do is soak the mesquite in some water and then for about an hour, and then put it onto the coals, and that adds to some great smoke flavor into the wings. Oh, buddy. The wings are ready. Time to plate these things up and eat them. Yeah. And there you have it, grilled spicy wings. I've got some Barefoot Spritzer Moscato. I think it's peach flavor, which is good. Let's try these wings. Ouch, very hot. This is a new recipe for me, and it is fantastic. Of course, I will put a link to how you do all of this underneath. Remember, you can get out there, have something like this, have a beautiful view to enjoy it. There's no need to eat poorly when you're on the road in your RV. That's my motto. Okay, so we're back to our 2x2 theme as we wrap up our meal with what else? Dessert. You have to have dessert, especially on Thanksgiving. So this dessert, we're gonna go back to season 4 and red velvet waffles. These are a great option for dessert. And we're gonna do something very decadent on the road, something I don't normally do, but something I feel, yeah, it's about time. It is a red velvet cake waffle with fruit, whipped cream, and a caramel drizzle. Yeah, let's do this.
So you want to mix flour, Hershey's chocolate, baking powder, cinnamon, and a pinch of salt, along with some white sugar and some brown sugar, and then mix it all up. Time now to get the wet ingredients ready. You have 1 egg. You have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. You want to add in some vanilla extract to that, and then you want to add in a 1/2 cup of buttermilk. Mix it all up and get it ready to add into the dry ingredients. You want to take some butter, put it in a pan, and then add your strawberries. Follow that with some brown sugar, some white sugar, a little vanilla, a little cinnamon, and some water. You're going to cook that all down and then take it off the stove and just let it set. Once your waffle iron is hot, you want to take your batter and pour it in, and then you just cook it like a regular waffle until the light goes off and says it's ready. Then you pull the waffle out. Look at that. Looks delicious. It's time to top it all off. You add your strawberry mixture back on top, your fresh strawberries and banana, top it with some whipped cream and some caramel drizzle.
Have some whipped cream. This is an amazing dessert. I suppose you could have it for breakfast, but this is great. I love it. And then let's wrap it all up with something new done here in the Trovato, season 9, episode 29. I can't believe there have been so many great episodes. And what if I told you we could do dessert in 1 minute and 30 seconds? Would that interest you? Well, that's exactly what we did at Schaefer State Park. Chocolate, strawberry, coconut cake, in the microwave. Okay, so I had a really good dinner tonight. I had steak, potatoes, green beans. I had some great red wine by Yellowtail. It's a cab. It is my favorite go-to daily cab out there. I'll put a link to how you get it down below. So everything was fantastic. Now I'm getting ready to watch a movie, Young Frankenstein, which I absolutely love as well. But I feel like we need some dessert. And tonight we're going to do something that you can only do if you have a microwave in your vehicle. I do. Unfortunately, those who are tent camping, unless you're bringing along a microwave, you can't do this. But I am going to take you through how I like to make a microwavable chocolate coconut strawberry cake. Oh yeah. This is going to be delicious. Next thing you want to do is you want to let your cake cool. However, before it starts to cool, you want to drizzle some chocolate sauce on it and let that seep into the cake as it's cooling, probably about 10 to 15 minutes. won't lie, waiting for the cake to cool to finish it off with some strawberries and whipped cream is maybe the hardest part of making all of this. You know, I gotta wait about 10 or 15 minutes. That's okay. I'm gonna make some coffee so that I have some coffee with this. And again, this is all ahead of watching a really great movie, Young Frankenstein. The cake is now cooled. It's time to add our strawberries on top and some whipped cream, and then eat this bad boy. Voila, there you have it. Chocolate, coconut, strawberry microwave cake, $1.30 to cook it. I've got my movie, Young Frankenstein, which I'm going to watch a little bit later. But first things first, let's bite into this. This is a great cake. Obviously, you can make this at home, but there's something special about doing it on the road. I just love the flavors, and it's really not that difficult to do. I'll put a link to how you make all of this in the description below, and then hopefully you'll try it out on the road and have as much fun as I'm having with this. So there you have it, just a few suggestions to help make your Thanksgiving extra special. You could do these on the road when you're RVing, and let's face it, you could do these at home too if you just want to have some great ideas for the holidays. I will again put a link to how you can see all of my chefing it up videos on my channel. Again, RVJedeye. Look under the playlist for chefing it up, and you'll see lots of great ideas for meals. These are just some of the ones that I'm showcasing for this year, 2024. And remember my motto always, there's no need to eat poorly on the road. Hey, that's going to do it right now for me. Make sure you follow me all over social media at RVJedeye. And then, of course, you can always follow me on my website at RVJedeye.com. I hope you have a great holiday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.